In this video, we will talk about what advanced tree diagrams are and how they work by using an example AP problem on which age groups like to listen to country music. Advanced tree diagrams are covered in Unit 4, which will account for 10 to 20% of the AP exam, so knowing how to solve these problems is important. We're doing our project on advanced tree diagrams. So advanced tree diagrams are used in AP Stats to show the sample space of a random process involving multiple stages. And we use tree diagrams to organize and visualize probability situations. So if we have an AP problem that requires you to find a specific probability within a word problem or data set, we can use advanced tree diagrams to visualize it to find the probabilities. There are different ways to find specific probabilities in an advanced tree diagram problem. And one of these ways is conditional probability, which is a measure of a probability given that another event has already occurred. And there's a formula to find it, which is A given B, and given is written as a vertical line. The second way to find a specific probability is and it's when both events happen, and it can be found by multiplying. This also has a formula, and it can be written as A and B as kind of like an N shape. And the last way to find one of these specific probabilities is or, and it means at least one event has happened. And the formula for this would be written like this, where or is written as a U. And an example of this for height and gender would be she's 6 foot or she's female, which is different from like 5 foot and female.
This is our AP problem. In a recent study of 50 random Americans, 30% of those surveyed were Gen Z, 29% of Gen X sample do not enjoy listening to country music, 80% of Gen Z sampled do enjoy listening to country music. A. Find P listens giving Gen Z. B. Find P doesn't listen or Gen X. And C. Find P listens. As stated before, a tree diagram is just a big visualization of all the data that we have collected, whether from the question or doing your own math. To start, we add the label, country music listeners. This is what our survey was about. Next, we add our two groups, Gen Z and Gen X. And then from there, we're adding our two groups of who enjoys listening to country music and who does not enjoy listening to country music. So after you've created your setup for your tree diagram, this is all the information from our question that we got. So you're just gonna put 50 to label how big your survey was. We were given that 38% were Gen Z. So up here, you're just gonna put 0.38. And then 29% of Gen X does not listen or does not enjoy listening. So down here, we're just gonna put 0.29. And 88% of Gen Z does enjoy listening to country music. So up here, we're gonna put 0.88. From there, you're gonna take everything from 100. So 100 minus 38 is going to be 62, so 0.62. 100 minus 88 is going to be 12. And then 100 minus 29 is going to be 0.71. At the end here, you are going to multiply your first with your second to get your end number. After you're done multiplying 0.38 by 0.88, so on with all the rest of the groups, you're gonna come by and you're gonna get 0.3344 and all these other numbers.
When we're solving the AP problems, we're using the final probabilities we got from multiplying. When we're finding a given problem, we're going to take the probability that they listen. So it's going to be Gen Z listen, which is 0.3344 on the top of the fraction. And then we're going to divide that by Gen Z, which is 0.3344, and the part of Gen Z that doesn't listen, which is 0.0456. And when you calculate that, you get 0.3344 over 0.38. For the OR problem, we're going to use the mutually exclusive form. We're finding PA doesn't listen. It's going to be 0.0456 Gen Z that doesn't listen, and then 0.1798 of Gen X that doesn't listen. And then we're going to add that to Gen X. So that would be 0.4402. And then 0.1798 of Gen X that doesn't listen. And finally, we're going to subtract the overlap, and that's going to be 0.1798 because it's Gen X and they don't listen. And that's going to equal 0.6656, which is the probability that they don't listen or they're Gen X. For the last problem, it's not really a given or an OR problem. We're just finding the probability that they listen. So Gen Z that does listen is 0.3344. And we're adding that to Gen X that does listen, which is 0.4402. And that will add up to 0.7746. What is your name?
My name's Rochelle Carroll.
And do you like country music?
I sure do.
So what's your favorite country song?
Dan and Shay, I should probably go to bed.
So what's your name?
Miss Nolan.
And do you like country music?
No.
How unfortunate.
So what's your name?
Miss Dressback.
And do you like country music?
Nope.
So what is your name?
Hi, I'm Miss Valdez.
And do you like country music?
I do.
And who's your favorite artist?
Jelly Roll.
Favorite song?
Liar.
Good choice.